All right, let's get started. If you guys have sensitive knees, you might want to grab a knee cush, which, yeah, a knee cush. Those are, no, Ozzy, yes, yes, yeah. No, Ozzy, no, no, it's okay. Okay, I think when we get settled down, he'll settle down. It's been a while since he's been here for yoga. They lived with us from January till June or July, and this is what happened every time. So he just gets he'll settle down. So let's just turn inward, please. Close your eyes. Find your breath. Allow your senses to calm your body. Our sixth chakra is called the third eye chakra. And it's right in the middle of our heads, right in the middle of our brains. There's actually a gland there called the pineal gland. And nobody, you know, Western science doesn't know what it does, but it's known as the third eye, which is like your intuition. So some people actually see things there, other people just know things or feel things. And a lot of times we disregard what our intuition is telling us. And we should not do that because we have this sixth sense, if you will, that we need to pay attention to, that we don't understand, but we know is there. And please bring hands to heart center. May we all learn to pay attention to our sixth chakra, our intuition. We're more likely to notice the grace that's surrounding us and that's within us, and that's within others. And please lower your hands, open your eyes, and I'm going to have you start on your knees. So we're going to come up, and if you want to use your knee cush, please do. And just stand on your knees. Stretch your arms up. Maybe even look up. A big stretch going through your spine. And then bend your elbows and lift your heart up. So it's like you're squeezing shoulder blades together. And then round and bring the forearms together and pull those shoulder blades apart. And just do that again. Squeeze them together, broaden your clavicles, and then round. See if you can actually use the muscles and pull them apart. Good. And then stretch up. And bring your right hand down by your hip and arc towards your right. And come on up and we'll switch. And then come on up. And bring hands to heart center. Curl your toes under and sit back on your heels. Just wake up your quads a little bit, stretch them out, or whatever works for you. And I'm actually going to have you grab your blocks and bring them in front of you if you forgot to have you do that before. It's good to have them there. And then come on up and stretch your toes long and sit back again. I'm going to put my blanket back there because that helps my knees when I have more room. Just stretch out your quads a little bit more. And then come on up, bring your hands on the blocks. Just work through some cow and cat. I wrongly said that the sixth chakra is the color blue. It is kind of, it's indigo, which is like a dark bluish purple. Imagine an indigo spinning ball in the middle of your head. That's your sixth chakra. Good. And then pause with a neutral back. Extend your right foot out to the side. And then just kind of move forward and back a little bit. Stretch out that inner thigh. Good. And then walk your left block to the side and come up on your knee. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Keeping your shoulders square to the front. You guys are all doing great. Good. Now come on up. Bring your hand down to the block. Turn the toes up. Stretch your right arm up. Open your heart a bit. Good. And then come back to center. Bring the right knee in and extend the left leg. And my foot and my knee are in the same plane. I have my toes turned out slightly just to make sure the kneecap and toes point the same direction. Just stretch out that inner thigh, moving forward and back. Good. And then pause. Bring the right block to the side and come up. Left arm down, right arm up and over. Side stretch there. Good. And then bring that hand down, turn the toes up, Open up to a side plank variation, maybe a little heart opening. Good. And then come on down. Come back to center, bring that knee in. I'm going to have you guys turn towards the middle. So so your blocks will be off to the inside, yeah, and you're just facing that direction. Yeah, good. And then come forward a little bit so that your feet are still on the mat. Might have to move there we go. And try and stay in the middle of your mat, Helen. Sorry. Yeah, because you want to be able to extend your legs to the side. Good. Now, just curl your toes under and come up to a forward fold. Yeah. And maybe you can use the blocks if you want to or not. And just kind of sway forward and back a little bit, just kind of checking in with all four corners of your feet to see if you're actually utilizing all the muscles and ligaments. If you put a little baby bend in your knees, that helps. And just kind of feel, am I using all the muscles in my legs? Stretching them out. And then bringing the blocks under your hands if you don't have them. Just kind of lift the heels, come up on tippy toes, and then ground the heels, lift the balls of the feet. Stretch everything out a little bit to see how that feels. And then step your feet to a wide stance. And when I say wide, pretty wide. And just enjoy that stretch for a few moments. Just checking in. And then come on up to standing. See if you can stay in that wide stance. Good. And just to get a little warmer, bring your arms out to the side. We used to do these as a kid in gym class. We called them windmills, I think, where you reach for the opposite foot. You may not go all the way down and then switch. And just do a few of those to warm up a little bit. Maybe 5. Good. And then just bring your hands back to the blocks and walk the blocks to your right foot. Let's go. And turn the right foot and leg out, bend the knee, and turn the left heel up so you're in a deep lunge. And just see if your hips are square, the heel, the knee, and the sits bone are aligned. Good. And then keeping your hand on the left block, just going to have you sweep your right hand up or twist. A big stretch and then release it back down. And please lower your left knee. Hug to the midline and come upright. You can have hands on thigh if you want, whatever works. And then stretch your arms up for Anjane Asana. And as you check in with your breath, feel the evolution of your pose a little bit. Good. And then touch down. Slide your hips back, and if you want to use the blocks as you straighten the right leg for runner's lunge. And keep that same alignment. So everything heel, knee, sits bones aligned. Pull the right leg into the socket. And then if that feels good and you want a little more stretch in the ankle, point your toes and try to bring the toes down towards the mat. Don't lose your alignment. Good. And then bend back into the front knee, hands to the blocks. Lift the back knee, ground that left foot down, walk the blocks back to the middle, turn the right foot in. And pause there. And we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So walk the blocks towards your left foot, or yeah, good. Block on either side, turn the right heel up. And just make sure there's a little width between your feet. Good job. Left knee's bent. Right hand stays on the block. Sweep the left arm up. Open up to a twist. And touch down. Lower the back knee. Hug to the midline. Come upright. And stretch up. Anjane Asana. Really paying attention. On your next exhale, touch down. Slide the hips back. Straightening the left leg. Runner's lunge. Pull the leg into the socket. Maybe stretch the toes towards the mat. You're my hero if you can get your toes down. I cannot. My ankles are just too tight. Good. Bend into the front knee. Lift the back knee. And walk the blocks back to the middle as you ground the right foot down. Turn the left foot forward. And then heel toe, walk your feet closer, hip distance to a forward fold, Uttanasana. And go ahead and just move your blocks forward a bit more so you won't trip on them, and then articulate. So round, tuck the tail, round the low back, round the middle back, round the upper back to come up to standing. Oh, good job, you guys. Okay, now, yeah, just stay facing where you are. Stand on your right foot and lift your left knee, and you can bring the arms out to the side if you want. Or if you're feeling good balance, you can bring hands to heart center. And release and switch sides. Feel the core supporting you. And release. Okay, now we're going to do some funky things here. We're just going to lift left knee again and then cross it over, touch the toes down, back, cross to the side, back, forward, and back. Okay, I'll talk you through it. So find your good balance. Lift your left knee, cross it in front of the right, touch the toes down, bring it back to center, bring it to the side, back to center, touch down in front, back to center, back, and back to center, and down. Okay, do that on the other side. Cross over, side, front, and back. And good job, you guys. It's a good exercise, right? Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Grab those blocks again and come down to your knees again. And then just move the blocks a little wider because I'm going to have you, we've been working on standing up without hands. So come onto your knees. See if you can bring your right foot forward and then stand up. Good, step forward. And then go back and switch. So you're on your knees to start, left foot forward, stand up, step together, and back. And you can use blocks if you need to. They're higher height. It works better. Okay, just keep going, right? I think it's good for us to work on this. And left. You guys do it at your own pace. And you can practice this at home. How about one more time each side? Good, and come back down. Find your blocks back under your hands. And come on up to a forward fold again. And then step your feet wide. And just throw your blocks behind your heels. And then come on up to standing. Ooh, just in case you need them. Good. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, turn your right foot and leg out as you bring your arms to the side and bend into the knee for warrior two. Think of hollowing out your armpits, so utilizing those muscles and then broadening your clavicles. Nice, you guys. So good. Good. Now bring your right hand to your hip. Is that right? No, left hand. Left hand to your hip. I don't know why I turned this way because I'm so used to it. And then your forearm to your knee. Turn your belly and chest towards the middle. Urdhva Konasana. Your block's there too if you want to reach for it. And maybe stretch that left arm up. Think of that left armpit as super hollow. Good. And then come back up, warrior two. Ooh, good job. Straighten the front leg. Let your arms relax for a moment and switch the orientation of your feet. Be very mindful. Notice kneecap pointing towards toes as you bend the knee and bring your arms up, warrior two. Good. If you can draw your low belly up and draw your hip underneath your left hip. Good. Right hand to the hip, or left hand to the hip. Right forearm, turn belly and chest towards the middle. Stay super strong through your feet. That's it. Maybe extend the arm. Awesome, you guys. You guys are really good listeners with the armpit thing. And then come back up, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Stretch your arms up. And forward fold. Take out your head. And then inhale, sweep the arms up again. Exhale, turn the right foot and leg out. Come to warrior two. Yeah. Other right, Jeanette. There you go. Otherwise, you're going to notice and go, oh no, what'd I do? Straighten the front leg. And just think, I want to stay strong here. Just going to reach forward. Your block's there, or you can grab your shin or your knee or even the floor. Belly and chest face inward. Think, hollow out that left armpit. Everyone, bring your arm forward a little bit. Palm facing down, so in front of you. And think, I'm going to draw that arm into the socket. So I hollow out that armpit and then extend it up. Broaden your clavicles. Try not to lean inward, but straight. That's it. Good. Bend into the front knee. Warrior two. Woohoo! Good job. Inhale, stretch arms up. Turn the right foot in. Exhale, turn the left foot out. Warrior two. How we doing? Straighten the front leg. Just lean straight out over that left foot. Or Trikonasana. Nice, you guys. Didn't even have to cue you on your armpit this time. Good job. Broaden your clavicles. And then come on back up. Warrior two. Uh-oh. Ooh, stretch your arms up. Turn that foot in and fold forward. Grab your blocks. And heel toe, bring your feet together. down to a deep squat or whatever variation of deep squat works for you. That's it. Perfect. This is your reprieve from the wide stance because we're going to go back there in a second. That's so perfect, Helen. Yeah, look at you. And I think Helen has a birthday tomorrow. Whoop, there she goes. That's perfect, though, isn't it? Because you can keep your back straight. Good. Yeah. Come on up. We'll give her a minute. I know you're a lot younger than I am, so you're good, girl. Birthdays are fun. Step your feet wide again when you're ready. And walk the blocks towards your right foot as you turn that out and bend the knee. Turn the left heel up. Good. And then see if you can find some stability enough to come up to crescent warrior. You can always lower the back knee if that's better for you. Stretch your arms up. One more breath. And touch the blocks. Good. Turn the blocks up to your higher height and actually move them back a little bit. And then lift the hips up and back to straighten the right leg. The left heel is still lifted. If it feels safer to you, you can step that left foot forward and ground the heel down too. And then see, maybe you want a deeper fold. Your choice. Keep a nice neutral spine here. You're not rounding to get closer. And then come up with your arms straight to a pranam. Keep the left hand on the block, bring the right hand to the hip and twist to your right. Right hip crease stays back. Maybe you can extend the right arm if it feels like your shoulder is stacked on top of the other shoulder. You can keep that hollowed out armpit. Good. And then touch down. That was twisted triangle. And then bring the blocks back towards the middle as you turn your feet forward with it. And we'll do that on the other side. So walk to the left, one block on either side. The right heel turns up, heel, knee, sits bone, align so that you can come up crescent. Feel free to lower the back knee. If balance is an issue in this position. Draw your low belly up, lengthen up through the top of the head. Good, and touch down. Blocks on the higher height, lift up and back. That pyramid pose position. Deep stretch on the left hamstrings and glute. Right hand stays on the block, left arm sweeps up and open to that twisted triangle position. And please touch down. Bend into the front knee, ground the right foot down, walk the blocks back to the middle. I'm going to have you guys come down to you can step your feet together and come to your knees for a minute because I want to show you something that we're going to attempt. So just any position that will be comfortable for you. So when I'm trying to explain this to you, you know where we're going. So we're going to do something similar to what we just did and walk the blocks. Just watch me for now. So both feet are pointing forward. And then I'm going to have you walk the blocks to the back. And as you do, you come to the little toe side of both feet. So you're crossed. It's a really nice hip opener. But see how my toes are pointing back? That's one thing. So you kind of have to swivel your feet and be really mindful. And then the other thing is, I promised this on Tuesday, is we're going to attempt a little bit of a foot lift. So you're going to walk your blocks to one side and see how my blocks are kind of parallel to my shoulders. So I'm kind of at a 30-degree angle. And then I'm going to move them back a little bit. So it feels like my arm and my leg are close together. And then I'm just going to lift that foot and see how it feels. It's kind of an arm balance position, okay? So come on up and find your wide stance. We'll do the twists first. Not the twist, but it's a big hip opener. So walk your blocks. Let's go to the left side first. So walk them, and as you do, swivel your feet, and then keep going, keep swiveling your feet till you're on the little toe side of each foot and your legs are crossed. And you can keep a little baby bend in your left knee if you want, but just notice the release. You try and get your hips square to the back. That feels good. And then come out, swivel the feet back forward. The right foot's going to be all the way forward. The left foot's going to be turned in like about 30 degrees. And then bring your blocks kind of the same direction as that foot. There you go. And then see if you can bring them back so that your arm and your knee are kind of against each other. Yeah. And then press in your blocks, see if you can lift that foot and point your toe back. Good job, you guys. Bring it down. And let's go to the other side. So keep walking, keep swiveling your feet all the way till you're on the little toe side of both feet. Hips are attempting to square up to the back. Oh, that feels so good. And then unwinding that right foot 30 degrees out. Walk the blocks back a little bit. Your right knee's bent. Your right elbow and right knee are kind of connecting. And then maybe lift that foot up, possibly. And release. Good job. And come back to center. Heel toe, heel toe. Bring your feet together. And inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank goodness we're done with that part, right? Go ahead and turn forward and come down to your backs. And now you're thinking, oh, we're almost done, but we're really not. So don't get too excited. Feet under knees, hands by your hips, shoulder blades underneath. And just lift to Setu Bandha. So hips lift, arms and shoulders down. Hopefully you feel super grounded through all four corners of both feet. And then on your next exhale, lower down. And bring your left ankle across to your right thigh. And we're just going to do a little core work. So I want you to think of really pressing your low back down as you come up and do this. So you're going to lift your head and just touch the back of your head with your fingers. So you're not going to crank on your head as you do this. Now you're going to think, I'm going to draw my belly button towards my spine, press the low back down so I lift my shoulders as well, and then twist so the right elbow comes towards the left knee. Come back to center, really press that low back down and lower to the mat. We're going to do that 5 times. So just really think, I'm going to do this slowly and mindfully as you lift the head, the shoulders, press that belly button towards spine, right elbow towards knee, back to center and down. And since I can't really talk while I'm doing this, I'm going to let you do 3 more. Don't crank on your head. And when you've done 5, reach, lift your right foot up, reach behind your right thigh and interlace your hands there if it'll reach. And then think, I'm just going to press my thigh into my hand so I get that neutral spine now. The low back is not pressing down. It's just, I'm lengthening my spine and then maybe straighten the right leg. And flex and point the toes a few times. And then bend that knee and set the foot back down, let go. And we'll switch. So unwind, right ankle over left thigh. Lift your head, touch the back of your head, press your low back down, lift your shoulders, reach left elbow towards right knee. Nothing, it doesn't really get there, at least not for me. And lay back down. And you're going to do that 4 more times. Try not to crank on your head. Good. And when you've done 5 of them, lift the left foot, interlace, press the thigh into the hands, get a neutral spine. Maybe stretch the left leg straight, flex and point a few times. And then bending the knee, letting go, unwinding. Just hug both knees in. Roll side to side a little bit. Just massage that low back because it should be pressed against the floor. Not that you're actively pressing it, but when you hug your knees in, that's what happens. And then holding the kneecaps, push your knees away from you till your arms are full length. Now you feel a neutral spine again. Your low back is not pressed down and just kind of roll side to side here. Massage your glutes. And then bring your knees a little wider and let go so your feet are nice and wide. Arms can come to cactus. And just do some windshield wipers. And then pause when your knees are up. And just lift your legs up so your knees are close to your armpits. Reach your arms up between the knees and grab the ankle or the little toe side of the foot. Your feet are nice and wide, like a, that's it, good. And then just, this is happy baby. You can roll around a little bit if you'd like. And then try this. See if you can straighten your right leg out to the side and just guide your left foot towards the inner right thigh. And then switch, straighten the left leg, guide the right foot into the inner left thigh. We call this Peter Pan. Your leg may not straighten all the way, that's okay. And then see about maybe straightening both legs. We've done a lot of this today, so maybe it'll feel easier than you think. And then let go of your feet. Just bring your legs straight up towards the ceiling. Your hands can support you by your hips. Just allow all the fluids in your legs to kind of come down into your core a little more. If you want to, you can flex and point your feet a few times. Squeeze those muscles. Yeah. And then bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat side by side and let your knees open. Or butterfly, maybe bring your hands on your belly. I had an experience the other day where Mike and I were talking about a friend of mine that I haven't seen for quite a while, maybe haven't talked to for 3 years. And that same day she called me. Those are the things that happen that are inexplicable, right? But we know something greater is at work there. And slowly close your knees and stretch out for Shavasana. If you need help getting comfortable, please get my attention by bending a knee. We really don't understand how things like that happen. But they do all the time. Our intuition, our third eye, real thing. Every exhale, just let go and release. in your jaw. Allow yourself to just sink into the mat, into the floor, into the earth. Become heavy. As you continue to relax, I just wanted to share some thoughts from Marianne Williamson. We've all got the right stuff because all of us are connected to something greater. His voice, and not the fear-based egos, is the voice we can listen to and learn to follow. Each of us is meant to channel the spiritual forces of talent, creativity, and intelligence. This is nothing to take personal credit for, but nothing to apologize for either. As a child of God, you just happen to be the recipient of endless power and possibility. Whether or not you've always known this or practiced it, there lies within you in this very moment the latent ability to create and achieve beyond your wildest dreams. And this never changes. No mortal condition diminishes this power. Doesn't matter what your resume is or how many degrees you have. Doesn't matter what mistakes you've made or how the economy is doing. It matters only where you place your consciousness now, knowing who you are and and who lives within you, and moving mountains will seem small compared to what you can do. energy of your breath to help bring you back. Take some deeper breaths. Get that life force moving. And start to make small movements when you're ready. Actually, hugging your knees in, rolling to the side, and coming on up to seated. Just take your time. Ozzy, no. No. Please bring hands to heart center. I bow to that intelligence that you didn't even know you had within each of you. Namaste. Sorry about it. Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy. He did for the most of it, yeah. He's something else.
Sounded like a pig up there.
I know. It's like, what is that?